Human Body Project, Nervous System. The nervous system collects information about the body's internal and external environments, processes that information, and then responds to it. The major functions of the central nervous system are the brain and spinal cord, which process that information and creates a response that is delivered to the appropriate part of the body through peripheral nervous system. Now, the peripheral nervous system is nerve supporting cells that collect information about the body's internal and external environment. The neurons in that or the nervous system impulses are transmitted by cells. There are three types: the sensory, which are impulses from sense organs, eyes, ears, and spinal cord to the brain; motor, which carry impulses from brain and spinal cord to muscle and glands; interneurons, which are high-level work process sensory neurons, and sends commands to other interneurons or motor neurons. Now, the neuron cells in the body, which contain a nucleus and a cytoplasm. There are other things called dendrites, which receive impulses from other neurons and carry impulses to the cell body. A long fiber that carries impulses away from the cell body is an axon. Sometimes axons are surrounded by an insulating membrane, myelin sheath, which has gaps and called nodes where an axon membrane is exposed. The brain has three parts, which is in the diagram. There is the brain, spinal cord, nerves, and neurons. The brain has three parts. The three parts are information processor, constantly changing by the environment. The brain has the left hemisphere, the corpus callosum, the right hemisphere, and then when you look at it from the side, it has the frontal lobe, temporal lobe, parietal lobe, and the occipital lobe. Spinal cord: neurons enter and leave brain in large cluster of neurons and other cells known as spinal cord. Nerves: cells that help give sense to the brain above, which is coded for Miss Kelly. Neurons: nerve cells specialized for carrying messages throughout nerves to the nervous system, like a major telephone line carrying thousands of signals at once between the central and peripheral nervous system, quoted from the book. Addiction works with dopamine, which is associated with the brain's pleasure and reward centers, engaging in activities that brings pleasure. Nerve impulse, which happens, how does a path of nerve impulse get through your body from the stimulus? Well, a hot plate would be the stimulus that sends signals to the sensory receptors, which are on the fingers. The sensory neurons, which go to the spinal cord, so they travel all from your fingers all the way up your arm to the spinal cord. The spinal cord has a relay neuron, which is within the brain and leads to the brain, and then the brain sends signals to the motor neuron, which then brings the message back to your finger, and the effector, which tells the finger to pull away, so you do so. And that's just how the path travels through your body. Three other systems that work with the nervous system, which be the reproductive system. It's responsible for producing new life. Reproductive hormones affect brain development and sexual behavior. The brain controls mating behavior as well. The muscular system, which is different muscles enable motion, generate heat to maintain body temperature, move food through the digestive tract. Muscle receptors in muscles provide the brain with information about the body positions and movement. The brain controls the contraction of skeletal muscle. The nervous system regulates speed at which food moves through the digestive tract. Respiratory system. The respiratory system supplies oxygen to blood and removes carbon dioxide. The brain monitors respiratory volume and blood gas levels, and brain regulates respiratory rate. Now there's some fun facts as well to make things light again. More nerve cells in the human body than there are stars in the Milky Way galaxy. The total surface area of a brain is, what would you guess to be? 10,000 square centimeters? It's actually 25,000 square centimeters. And a newborn baby loses about half of their nerve cells before they are born.